Well, welcome everybody to the 2021 Gymnastics New Zealand National Championships, coming to you from Trust Arena here in Auckland. We have something special for you this afternoon. You've joined us right now. You're seeing the Senior Women's International and Senior Men's International double mini trampoline warm-up. And we can't wait to bring you this coverage. It's going to be an exciting competition with some people we want to give them a special note to. But before we get to those people, let's introduce our expert commentator for today, Sean Wilson. Welcome to the team.
Kia ora te iwi. Thanks very much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, Sean, for those who haven't been with us earlier in the day, come on, brag time. Tell us what you've done.
So, I was a trampoline gymnast for about 16 years all up, with international career spanning about 11 of them. And I suppose the peak of my career, I did a few senior international competitions, which is right up top with the big boys.
So we're really grateful to have Sean's expertise. He's going to be helping me out with the commentary for this competition. Now, if you have not seen double mini trampoline, this is not like what happens in your backyard watching the kids, or even what you grew up might be doing. You'll see, even just from the warm-up, a bit of an indication about what to expect. It's fast-paced, there's lots of action. You see they run really fast up to the specially designed trampoline, and they're trying to nail that landing. Obviously, they want to land in the red.
Absolutely, and so there's really three major parts to double mini trampoline. Is that you have two skills that are done on the actual trampoline, and the second skill, as you're about to see here, you got one there, and then a second skill off onto the mat below. So there's really three major components. You have the two skills on the actual trampoline, and it's also how you land. See the three zones there? You have the red, the yellow, and the blue. Ideally, you want to land in the red without stepping, without putting your hands down, just a perfect stick, and then you get penalised for yellow and blue, as I'm sure you can imagine.
Potentially this competition could be all over in less than an hour, couldn't it?
Honestly, they do go fast. They do run through them.
So as predicted, here they are, all marching, stand in front of these judges. One of the judges looking quite excited, giving a wee dance there. Good to see everyone's still in a good mood on day 3.
Yeah, and you'll see them here. They'll present to the judges and probably present to the crowd as well. It's just a bit of a sign of respect for the judges, and also from the judges to the athletes. You see them there, turn around to the crowd also.
So final word from the head judge. They don't spend a lot of time talking to them, because obviously they didn't come here to listen to a head judge tell them about life in the universe, but giving some final words to them about how the competition's going to go. And then you'll see them walk straight down to the starting area and we'll be away.
Still having a few words, bit of advice.
As you can see, in the women's competition, it's loaded Canterbury. 3 out of the 4 are from Canterbury and a lone Gym Sport Monaco competitor. But they're all top athletes. And based on the skill you need in this sport, it's anybody's game. You make one mistake, there's your points.
That's it, that's game. Thanks for coming, see you next time.
And we've seen that in the trampoline earlier on today. You land wrong, you don't get the points.
Unfortunately, it is a bit of a ruthless sport, but we love it.
And it's great to watch. So if you have someone you can recommend to watch with you, grab them right now, because competition's about to get underway. First up will be Brooke Tier from Canterbury. We saw her competing yesterday in the trampoline discipline with the synchronised team. Now here she is, Senior Women's International double mini trampoline, and we're about to get underway.
And that is a strong start from Brooke. She has come to play here at the Trust Arena in West Auckland.
And you'll be hearing the crowd a little bit more probably in this sport and activity, because it is such a crowd pleaser really at the end of the day.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
And so next she's followed by Bronwyn Dibb, also from Canterbury. And a fun fact is that Bronny was also recently picked for the Farah Palmer Cup. She plays representative rugby for Canterbury.
Now she mentioned rugby to me, but she didn't tell me that bit, so she's obviously a bit shy about scotting about herself. So I'll give her a hard time tomorrow.
Have to, yeah. Mandatory. She's doing very, very well for herself. So we see a half out tuck with a half Rudy Pike.
And a great start from her as well. So this competition is looking fantastic, and we've only had 2.
There is not going to be much in it today.
Next up will be Melissa Romero from Gymsport Monaco.
So most of these competitors are pretty heavily decorated, the girls especially. A lot of them have won international medals, you know, at least once, if not multiple times. So it should be a really, really good field.
And we saw Melissa helping out some of the younger athletes, gymnasts earlier in the trampoline. Now she is getting to compete herself.
She comes up with a half out tuck with a full straight. Stepped into the yellow, unfortunately, but that's all right. It was still a very strong pass.
And wrapping up this first pass for the senior women, we have Braden Thomas representing Canterbury.
Okay, so as you can see, the little pre-competition routines that come into it, even before they start running. Everyone's got their little things that they do, you know. Little hop, skip, and a jump, and you're away. Pike half out with a half straight. Can't be mad at that. It is going to be a tough field today.
Well, I feel sorry for them, but don't feel sorry for them because I'm enjoying the action. So that's what we came here for, and we hope that's what you're enjoying wherever you are joining us. This coverage here from the 2021 Gymnastics New Zealand National Championships. Specifically, we have the senior women, senior men, international double mini tramp. And now we move over to the men's competition. This is Ethan Strickland from Gymsport Monaco. Just waiting for the all clear from the judges.
And so Ethan was one of the young fellas in the gym that I used to train out of. But I suppose he's not that young anymore. It's actually his 18th birthday today.
His birthday today?
His birthday today. He turns 18 today and he's spending it at the gym. Good on him. So here we go. Half out pike. Half pike. A little bit awry, but he did stick the landing.
It was a solid landing, even though he did land in that yellow, but again, he'll be looking forward to his next pass. Next up will be Campbell Robertson, representing Canterbury. If you've only just joined us, he was one of the favourites that we mentioned before the broadcast. The competition got underway.
Another fun fact, Cam's are quite heavily involved with equestrian. His whole family is.
I'm trying to think how to link that, but I can't.
And so he's going for a half out pike, I think that was. Miller straight. Jeez, yeah, he's happy with that, as he should be.
I'm guessing if he was ever going to fall off a horse, he'd make it look good.
Definitely,
yeah.
100%.
Next up, we have Lachlan Smith from Harbour. First of 3 Harbour competitors you're going to see in a row.
And so as I mentioned earlier, Lockie is running a little bit hurt, but if I know anyone who's still going to go big regardless, it's Lachlan Smith.
He's got a few bandages on. This is not a sport for the faint-hearted, obviously.
Not at all. We got Randy out pike, half pike, and that is absurd, quite frankly.
Now, absurd is meaning good, right?
Fantastic.
Yes, I was taking that from your tone.
He's something pretty special, this Lockie.
And next up we'll have Nathan Moncton, again from Harbour. Like we said, you're going to have 3 Harbour athletes, one after the other.
Let's see what he has to pull out. Rudy up pike, double back straight. Again, not exactly where he would have wanted to land, but he has stuck it.
Yeah, you could see that everything wasn't going quite straight there. Next up will be Wilson Nye Hingston, again from Harbour.
So over the years, North Harbour has really started to build up a strong double mini contingent. Is that there were a few years ago where they potentially didn't have that many, but now, as you can see, they've got 4 senior men, which is doing very well. So Wilson's got a half out tuck, full straight.
You'll be happy with that. Great way to start the competition. You can see up just the top of your screen there, some of the supporters. They've got a harbour banner up there. There's lots of banners around the stadium. Lots of parochial support. It's great to hear. Sometimes you'll see balloons, sometimes you'll see pom-poms, and you'll hear lots of screaming. It's great. Here next up is Sam Hall from Canterbury.
Sam's got a half out tuck with a half pike. Stepped into the yellow, but definitely can't be mad at that.
And again, like we said, this is going really quickly. We're over halfway through the first pass. Next up, Jack Jones, Gym Sport Monaco.
I'm really curious to see as to what Jack pulls out, because he is very, very strong at this sport. So I'm really curious, even though he is, you know, one of those younger fellows coming through, only about 16, 17. He's definitely got a very bright future ahead of him. So you got half out pike. And the first triple back, there we go.
Oh,
that
look
will
at that,
play.
he kept that straight. And look at that, all those competitors are all clapping for each other. It's great to see. Next up will be the final of 4 Harbour athletes here. Brody Miller.
What can I say? They've all come to play today.
That's what we wanted to see.
Here comes Brody now. Half out pike with a half pike, and unfortunately he sent it a bit long.
So that's that momentum issue that they've got to keep under control. It's one thing to go flying down that runway. Next up we'll have Alex Withers from Canterbury.
Alex, another in the Cantabrian contingent.
See some of the athletes pacing around, just keeping themselves psyched up, loose, warm, because they know they've got another pass coming up. And everything to play for, really, because this is fighting for finals, especially for these gentlemen. They've got to perform. You can't just live and hope that everybody else mucks it up.
Unfortunately not. There's Alex. Half out tuck. With a half straight, couple of steps, unfortunately. But yeah, it's definitely a very, very strong field today for the senior men.
And finally we have Mitchell Unkovich from Gym Sport Monaco, rounding out our 10 senior men international double mini trampoline competitors. He'll be looking to get his first pass underway.
It's always good to see the black and green in Monaco out there. So here's Mitchell with a full half tuck, full pike. 2 fantastic skills. Unfortunately, that toe drag into the blue will cost him. And now we're back to the woman with Brooke.
And here we go, back to senior woman. Right back up to Brooke Tier again from Canterbury. Just visualising what she's going to do. I guess you'd say it's a bit like long jump. You're figuring out where you're going to start from. It's really important to get that distance right, isn't it, for your run up?
Absolutely. And so some people will actually vary their run up depending on the pass that they're doing. Others will every single time run from the same point.
It's not like they got up this morning and thought, I'll go and do some jumps and tumbles, is it?
No, exactly
They've
right.
been working hard at this for a number of years.
So here we are, Brooke. Half out tuck. With a half straight. There she is.
She's 2 solid rounds from her, so she'll be right in the running. Next up, Bronwyn Dibb from Canterbury.
So I think if you were to look back in the record books, Bronny would have probably won, you know, about as many years as she's been alive, to be honest. So it's always good to see her come out and really show up.
So do you think that adds some extra pressure, or do you think she just soaks that all up?
To be honest, I'm not too sure. I've seen her do exceptionally well on the world stage, so I wouldn't be surprised if she loves it.
Well, we wish her all the best from the commentary team. I know you're not supposed to be biased, but I don't have anyone from Southland to root for here, so...
Close enough, right?
I'll go with Bronny because she helped me out yesterday.
Here she is now. Half out pike with a full straight. Tiniest of steps, brings her foot back. Coach is happy.
Yep, there's those high fives. We're always looking for those, eh?
There they are.
Yeah, if you haven't been with any of our broadcasts already, we have some towels. So if there's low fives, that's good. High fives are even better, but the hug is the goal, apparently, with the coach.
The hug's the pinnacle.
If you see a coach hugging a competitor, not to console them, it's normally to celebrate.
Exactly.
Because they're both so happy with how it went. Now this is Melissa Romero from Gym Sport Monaco.
And Melissa won a medal at the World Age Championships in double mini not too long ago, so she's definitely one to watch out for. She's going for a full half tuck, double lay or a double back straight.
She came into that looking pretty determined.
Absolutely. The game faces on some of these athletes, eh?
Oh yeah, they're going for it. And finally, in the senior women's, this is their second pass. This is Braided Thomas from Canterbury.
Really excited to see what Braided pulls out for his second pass. Little pre-competition routine there. There she goes. Pike double back spotter pass. Pike half out. Solid as a rock. There you go.
Well, we've got a comp going for the ladies. Can't wait to see what those scores are. We're going to be bringing them to you very soon. We're going to probably put them up on the screen, to be fair, because the competition goes so fast. We don't want to cover it too much, but there's quickly some of those first rounds from senior men's. We'll get that off the screen as soon as we can because, again, we don't want to miss any of the action. We're right back with Ethan Strickland from Gym Sport Monaco. Just waiting for his all clear to go. Appreciate all that our graphics and support team are doing to bring you all the information we can bring to hand.
Now I hear from a little birdie, Ethan's got some pretty big passes up his sleeve. So
for his birthday.
For his birthday. Pike Rudy out, half tuck. Into the blue. Not what he was hoping for.
Looked really good until he got that travel wrong.
Just overshot that slightly, because if you hit the bungee on the edge of the double mini, it really does shoot you backwards.
And next up, Campbell Robertson from Canterbury. Probably hearing in our mics, crowd's getting a bit more vocal in here this afternoon, which is great.
There you go, Cam for his second pass. Full half pike, half tuck. Played it a bit safe there, but he done very, very solid pass. And he's happy with it. Head's nodding, that'll do.
Again, it's probably something I've oversaid during our broadcast, this whole risk and reward balance that all these gymnasts are having to navigate.
Lachlan Smith for his second pass from Harbour. Pike half out. Half Rudy Pike, solid as you like.
Oh, there we go.
Oh my days.
He's looking strong. Next up, we'll have Nathan Moncton from Harbour.
So Nathan's another one of the ones who came through the age ranks, you know, during my career, and now he's very much made a name for himself and made a statement within New Zealand and internationally as well.
I think if these athletes had their opportunity, or their choice, they just go, 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 but they need to wait to make sure that those judges are ready to score them properly.
It's Nathan with his trademark half out straight, half Rudy into the yellow, but he didn't step, so he will get penalised slightly for landing in the yellow, but also that stability will count in his favour.
He's looking a little bit disappointed about it, but he's done well. Next up, Wilson Nyhingston, game from Harbour.
Wilson looking ready there. He almost looks a bit bored, doesn't he?
I think he's just playing with us. I think it's probably just the fact he just wants to go.
Yeah, chomping at the bit.
Yeah, well, they've been standing on the side knowing it's their turn coming up next, and once they get on that mat, they want to fly down that mat. There he goes. Yep.
Pike half out with a full. I think that'll be counted as tuck. Stuck at 1 foot in the yellow, but he did have that stability. So we'll see what the judges make of that.
And again, once we complete these first 2 passes, we're going to put all the information we can on the screen so you get an indication about how well they've done. Sam Hall up next from Canterbury.
Just waiting on his coach Nigel to grab the mat for him. Boys are having a bit of a laugh.
Probably mocking the coach for not being down there. Hey coach, I'm ready to go. Where are you?
Got one job, mate. One
yeah,
job.
Come on. You got to look after me.
So Sam made his appearance on the world stage in 2019 at the World Age Championships in Tokyo. So we actually competed in the same stadium that they're hosting the Olympic competition next week. Half out pike and a half tuck. Again, pretty safe for Sam, but he knows it was a solid pass. The yellow will penalise him a bit, but he was pretty solid, so see what the judges decide.
Up next will be Jack Jones from Gymsport Monaco.
Quietly confident as old Jack, I think.
See, some of the gymnasts have put track suits and stuff back on because they want to stay warm. It is quite chilly here in the arena.
It has cooled down a bit here at Trust.
It's probably why we haven't seen anyone sweating too much. Probably good for the gymnasts. We don't want them cooking. Jack Jones will be underway shortly.
Here he is. Full half straight. And was that a Miller, I believe? 1 step into the blue, unfortunately. So it was Miller, which is 2 somersaults, 3 full twists. So he's done well there. If it was me, I'd be about halfway off the side, probably landing on the artistics. If
it was me, they'd be calling an ambulance, but we won't get into that one. We did joke with the trampoline judges earlier that I'd give one of the trampolines a go. Hopefully they did think I was joking. But anyway, next up, Brody Miller from Harbour.
Comes Brody. I'm seeing the bandage on his knee. I hope he's not carrying an injury, but I'm sure he'll still give it his best regardless.
So again, Brody is the 3rd last gymnast in this second pass. And then we'll wait to see who's heading into the final. Of course, like we've said, senior women all go to the final, but 2 of these young men are going to miss out, unfortunately, of the final today.
So here he is, pike ready out. Half straight, and unfortunately he has come right off the side with that step.
And what does that mean for them when they get right off the side of those mats?
That is a heavy penalty. So
hence why his coach is coming up to him, giving him a pat on the back.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that's represented in the scores, but he will be.
He plonked himself down in that chair, so he probably is dreading what that's done to his score. Next up will be Alex Withers from Canterbury. Some of the other gymnasts trying to stay loose, bringing out their dance moves. They won't know that they're on camera, so that's for our entertainment.
A little bit of a dance battle on the side, eh?
Or anything to keep yourself loose, I guess. Not overthinking everything. Might be some deliberation from the judges based on what we just saw. That's why the delay.
Potentially.
Whenever you see a delay in competition, nothing to do with the athletes themselves. It's all about the deliberation, making sure the scores are done correctly.
And here he comes for his second prelim pass with a pike half out, half ready pike. A little bit unstable, but you can't be unhappy with that.
So he's been a little bit unstable in both his landings and both those rounds, so he'll be hoping he can get that better in the final. And finally, we have Mitchell Unkovich from Gym Sport Monaco, wrapping up this part of the competition.
How's that for a haircut? Bit of a mullet?
Nothing wrong with a good mullet.
Built for speed.
Wear it with pride. If he was from Southland, it would be even longer.
Full half straight. Oh, and he's overcooked it.
And he knew partway through that wasn't working too well.
Yeah. So he's going to be annoyed at himself there. That's unfortunate, but
Hence
hey,
that body language.
that's sport sometimes.
So let's head to those scores now of what we have so far. I mean, these provisional, we need them confirmed, but here's how the competition is standing. Would like to do the honours there, Sean?
Absolutely. So we're looking here at the men. So we got Jack Jones ahead, followed by Campbell Robertson and Lachlan Smith. Very, very strong top three, and not a whole lot in it, as you can see, right through to, you know, 3 to 5. There's very, very little in it, which is really awesome to see. And with the women's as well, we've got Bronnie on top, followed by Brooke, Breda and Melissa. And I think we're shaping up for quite an exciting final.
We're getting ready for the presentation in front of the judges. Melissa's keen to go. Big smile on her face. So while they're really serious about their sport, they tend to keep pretty loose, don't they? They're not sitting there trying to psych themselves up every 2 seconds.
No, some athletes do, but it doesn't seem to be a tendency in this country.
Now, generally, we haven't heard music going along with Trampoline at all, but seem to broke that pattern right there. Crowd clapping along. They're excited to see this final.
See each of the athletes being introduced by name and by region. You can see a large presence of the black and red of Canterbury.
What you also notice is they've actually lined up in the order that they're going to compete in. So both Bronwyn Dibb and Jack Jones have leads going into the final. Again, that's no guarantee. They've got to perform.
Yeah, one wrong foot or one right foot from someone else, that could do it. Just the final words from the head judge there. A couple of smiles, he must have cracked a joke.
Must have been a good one. That judge liked it. So strap in, everybody, because we have 12 gymnasts going twice. That's it. So now is not the time to go make a cup of tea, go to the toilet, any of those sorts of things, because the action is going to be quick and fast, starting with Melissa Romero from Gym Sport Monaco.
Now here you see Melissa going through a few of the kind of pre-competition rituals, you know, obviously the breathing, things like that. You'll see a few people, they step a couple of times before they start running, bit of visualization. Everyone has their own little tricks. So here she goes, first to the final pass for the senior international woman. Pike half out, pike double back, solid as you like. In the yellow, unfortunately, but hey, it was a strong pass.
Shrugs it off. Probably the best thing to do at this point.
Absolutely.
Next up will be Braided Thomas, again from Canterbury. You'll see 3 Canterbury senior women here in the final. Braided is the first one. They all start with B. I don't know if that was planned.
They do too.
Yeah, I know. The things that we find in the commentary booth here. Sometimes we're desperate to find for things to talk about.
Yeah, sometimes.
But we're never bored.
So Brady with the first pass of the final. Half out tuck. With a full tuck. And she cannot complain about that. That was, and she's happy. There's the hug.
Look, I'm lost for words because we had high fives and hug. For a coach and an athlete, doesn't get any better than that, apparently.
As the pinnacle of praise goes, hugs are really, really up there.
Next up, Brooke Tier, again from Canterbury. You'll see the distinctive black and red costumes they wear. Actually, what do you call it? Is it a costume, outfit? What's the right
Leotard
term?
or unitard?
What was that second one you said?
Unitard.
Unitard.
So you see how the... We'll wait till after the pass, eh?
I think that's great advice.
So Brooks coming up with a full half tuck. Double back tuck. She's centered a bit long. She won't be happy with that. But anyway, it is what it is.
Again, it's a full-on competition and anything can happen. So you never give up after one pass.
Exactly right.
And here we go. We identified as our favourite before competition came in. This is Bronwyn Dibb. She is the lead going into the final.
Laser focus. What have you got for us, Bronny? Full half straight. Half straight.
She just showed you. She's in it to win it at this point in time.
Absolutely.
And next, we move over to the Senior Men's International Double Mini Trampoline Final. Beginning with Ethan Strickland. Just remember, they have 2 passes. It's not 1 and done, it's 2 and done. 2 opportunities to score, and those scores get added to their first 2 passes.
On his 18th birthday, let's see what he can do with it. Double back spotter. Pike ready out dismount. Solid as a rock.
That right foot a little bit in the yellow. That Canterbury coach is going to be getting fit, isn't he? He's running backwards and forwards all the time.
Someone get him a glass of water.
Sam Hall from Canterbury. First of 3 Canterbury men in the final.
Sam coming up with a full half tuck. Double pike, and he has gone quite a bit sideways.
See that when he was up in the air? That
He could. And he's off. And as we said, he has been carrying a bit of an injury recently, so I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but it is what it is, unfortunately.
Next up will be Alex Withers from Canterbury.
You can see Nathan in the back corner of your screen practicing his pass in his head. And here comes Alex down the runway. What's he got for us? Full half tuck, double back pike, 1 step, can't complain. Salute and a smile. And so just remember, we are being judged on execution, how well you do your skills, difficulty, how hard the skills are to do, and also penalised based on where you land. Red is the green zone, ironically, and then yellow and blue, you do get penalised if you step into them.
So Wilson Nyhingston is waiting for his opportunity in the final from Harbour.
So Wilson's coming with a full half tuck, double back pike, 1 little step, coach is happy.
Kept it straight. Second of the 3 Harbour boys, we have Nathan Moncton next. As it was in the preliminary rounds, it is in the final. They're all together.
And to be honest, that is one of the things I miss most about competing, is actually watching the others also. Is that you're here for yourself, but it's really cool to see what everyone else has been working on, what they pull out.
We can't encourage you to make a comeback?
No way!
You were too quick with that answer.
Right, here he comes, first part of the final. Nathan Moncton with a full half and a full. I'm uncertain about that first skill, that full half, whether it'll be counted straight or pike. I think he was going for straight, but it was close to pike to me.
Maybe that's why he's walking that way back. It's not the walk of a man who knows he's nailed it.
No.
Next up, Lachlan Smith from Harbour.
Very excited to see what Lockie pulls out here.
We've mentioned it too many times, but that hairdo's actually helped one of the other competitors, we reckon, in the younger age groups. Maybe he's been modelling himself off Lachlan.
Fashionable and functional. Here he is, Rudy out tuck. Half straight, or back in full out.
Just keeping in that red.
Tiny little step. Oh, he's not happy with that. If it was me, I'd be over the moon.
And next up, second place after our first 2 passes, this is Campbell Robertson.
Campbell Robertson, aerodynamic haircut. Let's see what he can pull out for us.
You might not recognise him if you've seen him in competition last year. He had hair, now he has no hair like the rest of us. Well, Sean's got hair, I don't. But
full half tuck with a full pike for Cam
and look
Robertson.
at that. That's what we came to see in this competition. What I hope you're enjoying on our coverage today from the 2021 Gymnastics New Zealand National Championship in particular. This is the final rounds of the senior men and senior women's international double mini trampoline, and with that we've got Jack Jones from Gym Sport Monaco wrapping up the first pass. He was our leader at the end of the first 2 passes.
And what you've got to keep in mind is that the trampoline area of the double mini is probably only about 1.5 meters wide. So it's precision, maybe a bit of madness too.
Let's focus on precision.
Here he goes, Jack, with his first final pass. Full half tuck. Full tuck.
Travelled.
He has stepped himself into the blue.
But a couple of slaps on the thighs there. He knows that that has not helped his cause at all. It's entertaining to watch, but again, these guys aren't just here to entertain us, they're here to win. And that's what we really appreciate more than anything else. Now we're going back to final pass for Melissa Romero on the final for Gym Sport Monaco. Bit of coaching going on in the background.
You can see it there, that laser focus in the zone, ready to go. Bit of a smile for the judges. Here we go, Melissa with.
Oh
no, that's unfortunate. Clearly just lost her placement in that spotted jump, which is the flat part of the trampoline, is known as the spotter. Obviously lost where she was, and unfortunately wasn't able to complete her
it's
pass.
holding her back a little bit there. It's obviously carrying a little bit of an injury there.
So now we got Braided Thomas from Canterbury.
That's right. This is her second pass. See Bronwyn Dibb in the background. She's our leader going into the final.
There we go, Brody with the next pass. Half out spotter. Half pike dismount. No, coach is happy.
She kept it in the red.
Definitely kept it in the red. Well
Well,
done.
there's the but there we go. As expected, high fives and hugs.
High fives and hugs.
Yep.
You love to see it. Oh, she's over the moon.
She's so relieved.
Good stuff. Good on you, Brady.
Good on you, enjoying it. That's what it's all about. Brooke Tier up next. This is her final opportunity to score. Pass 4.
That's a Brooke Tier now. Full half pike. Oh, and she's put herself on the blue, unfortunately, so that will have some pretty dire consequences for her scores.
So depending on how Bronwyn does right now, she may have wrapped this up, but it's not a guarantee. You've got to get your routine 100% right.
You've still got to get there, regardless of what the competition does, you know. At the end of the day, it rides on yourself. So Bronwyn did, closing out the woman now. Full half pike, half pike, rock solid.
And if I was a betting man, I'd say she's done enough.
I think she has.
Well done, Bronwyn.
Half fives and hugs.
Coach has given her the hug, so that's basically a win.
I think that'll seal it for her.
She'll be happy with that. Next, final pass for the senior men. First up, as planned, Ethan Strickland, birthday boy, looking to celebrate his birthday with a great final.
So here's Ethan with a half out tuck and a full twist. He didn't like his landing for some reason, so he decided to pull out of his pass. I suspect it was supposed to be a triple back, which he has got pretty secure in training, but obviously today he wasn't quite feeling it.
He's only 18, so it's not like his career is over. It's just getting going. Next up, we'll have Canterbury's Sam Hall. He has more hair than Campbell Robertson.
Here he is now for his final pass. Full half pike.
Oh,
double back tuck.
You could see after that final bounce, he was moving in the wrong direction.
Has shot himself into the corner, unfortunately.
And we've got Alex Withers next now from Canterbury. Again, just a reminder, the scores they get in this pass gets added to the first 3 passes to give them a total. Find out their placings straight after the final here. We'll be looking forward to bringing that to you as well.
That's how it's got for us now. Full half tuck. Oof, and unfortunately lost his feet there. Ended up on his back.
You're seeing this a little bit in some of the finals where they've done really well leading up to the final, and just that last pass is...
Sometimes you want to go a bit bigger, you know? Is that all or nothing, basically, is the mentality
especially,
sometimes?
I suppose, if you're down the leaderboard and you're trying to get up a bit higher, you've got nothing to lose on that level, aren't you?
100%. If you're not in the running for a medal as is, you might as well leave it all out there, try something a bit bigger or a bit new, and then see how it goes. And that was definitely my mentality as an athlete. Didn't always pan out the way I wanted, but you always gave it a go.
Right now we have the first of 3 Harbour athletes, Wilson Nyhingston.
Wilson with a full half pike, double back tuck.
And a great landing.
Cannot be unhappy with that. There he goes, a couple of head nods. He knows that was a solid pass.
Next up will be Nathan Moncton from Harbour. Crowd yelling out some support. Sometimes that support sounds like someone screaming at them, but they're just being passionate.
Nathan with his final pass here. What do we got? Half out pike. There it is. Triple back tuck.
Look at that. In the red. Crowd likes it. Coach is clapping. He's walking the wrong way to get a hug, but, you know, that's not what he came here for.
Yeah, you absolutely love to see it. Is that the way Nathan competed that pass there? It really does not do justice how difficult that is. It is phenomenal. 5-6 years ago, you'd never see triple backs.
Lachlan Smith now, this final pass, representing Harbour. Don't let all that strapping fool you. He's a talented athlete.
Lockie has a habit of pulling things out of the bag, so...
Now we're talking about that Lockie, not this Lockie. Yeah.
Lachlan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Half out tuck. And the triple back as well.
Oh, yeah. We like that. You've got to love the fact that his fellow competitors are clapping away enthusiastically on the side. They're watching. They haven't switched off.
He said, Nathan, anything you can do, I can do.
And let's see how Campbell Robertson from Canterbury responds to that. He was in second place coming into the final, just behind Jack Jones. It's very close between these two. You see Jack just going through his routine in the background, staying focused.
Here he is now, his final pass of the competition. Half out tuck. Half pike. One little step and one foot in the yellow. Again, he's
launching the crowd.
He's played it a little bit safe with that pass, but, you know, solid. Definitely can't complain. But we'll see what the scores reflect.
And finally, we have Jack Jones from Gym Sport Monaco. This is their final pass of the senior men and senior women's competition. As soon as we have those results, we'll bring them to you on the screen. Just to confirm, these are provisional results when we show them to you, in case there are some adjustments that the judges make a little bit later in the competition.
Here he is. Last trick out of the bag. Full half pike. Half straight. 1 foot in the blue, unfortunately, back into the yellow.
Well, what do you reckon that's done with their results then?
It's going to be really interesting to see, to be honest, Lockie, is that it's a really balanced field. And, you know, Cam playing it safe but being a bit more solid, will that be enough to overtake Jack?
Well, considering there are 0.4 of a difference going into the final, it's now all on the judges. Have we got provisional results here? Look how close this is for our final.
My goodness, is Nathan
It
picked
has
him?
changed all around. Hopefully we can hold that on the screen just a little bit for you, because we're just looking through this. So going into that final, we had Jack Jones and Campbell Robertson, who looked like they were in a good position to, if they did well in the final, to take it out. Provisionally, it looks like it shifted all around. Shows how exciting this sport can be.
That's the nature of the game. It's not done until it's done.
So Nathan Moncton provisionally has taken it out just over Campbell Robertson. So Campbell kept his position in the final. Looks like he's finished second, followed by Jack Jones.
And unfortunately, Jack landing in the blue there has really cost him.
It has cost him. It's taken him from first going into the final to third. So that's why you've got to be on your game all the time. Probably goes without saying. Easy for me to say as a commentator. So congratulations to all our competitors, because that was a great competition, but especially Nathan Moncton and Bronwyn Dibb taking out the senior women's and senior men's respectively. Thank you so much for joining us here. Thank you to Sean Wilson again for bringing some expert commentary. Look forward to being with you again soon for some more action from the 2021 Gymnastics New Zealand National Championships, in particular Trampoline. Have a good rest of your afternoon, whatever you're doing, and we'll look forward to seeing you a little bit later.